Good morning everyone, it's Sunday the 29th of July 2012 and I'm here in Cologne. There's the train station behind me there. And it's a lovely sunny day, it's about, 25 degrees and it's only 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to talk about loads of shit. I'm going to walk back towards my hotel. I'm here to, as a producer and director, co-director, finalize the movie we're making, the Love Police movie. And I got to watch it in the cinema last night to see my work on this massive cinema screen. It was quite emotional and I almost cried because it's kind of like a lifelong dream come true. And I was so proud of the German directors, and I'm just so proud as well of all the countries. It's probably one of the coolest nations on earth, Germany, and these are great people here. And when you walk around, I mean, there's some nice steel drumming background to my talk here. It's a very relaxed country, it's a relaxed culture. The police seem to treat people like adults, and I went on the protest yesterday in Frankfurt, and the police shake hands with all the people there, and they stand well back, and there's no truncheons, and even their uniforms are blue, a nice bright sky blue, like the sky above me. And that, you know, instead of having black paramilitary like SS stormtrooper police like you see in Canada and America and Great Britain, the police force is dressed all in blue. And I love it. You can drink beer openly here, you can smoke in many places. Like in a restaurant, you can smoke on the veranda, whereas in the UK they would ban that. Anyway, because this guy's great, let's film him for a sec. As it says on this drum. Oh, it's lovely. Don't forget to smile. So what we're going to do now, we're going to head up towards the cathedral. And you can imagine the peasants' brains 1,000 years ago, how this would have blown them away. Like, it's incredible now. Like, they couldn't have possibly built this, I don't think, without the Anarchy, without alien technology. No, I'm joking. But when you come out of your comfort zone, when you come to a foreign culture, which isn't that foreign, these are all European normal people. No, sorry, normal European. I'm not trying to imply that Europeans are the only normal people. They're normal European people. You get a different perspective, and a lot of your neuroses and hysteria can disappear as well. Like, I actually want to shave this beard off and have a haircut now, and I guess that's a reaction to going, well, maybe I don't want to look like a caveman anymore. So, my work, anarchist work. Why is my work anarchist? I think because I've kind of taken myself down a square one bottleneck, and it seems like anarchy is the only non-hypocritical political way. But then I started thinking a bit more. Sorry about the wind noise. Let me see if I can put my hand there. If you start thinking deeply really about what anarchy means, and what socialism is, what capitalism is, what fascism is, what these things are, anarchy is the natural state of man. We are born anarchists. I mean, just look at any child. I mean, I'm a stepdad to a 4-year-old. And that little guy is an anarchist, and it feels so hypocritical to try and discipline him and tell him things. And we're born rebels. I mean, we wouldn't let the government decide who we marry. We wouldn't let the government decide how many wanks we have per day. We wouldn't let the government decide whatever, which way you sleep or what color you dye your hair. But for other things, we do voluntarily come together, and we do give our consent, sometimes rightly, sometimes wrongly, to governments, to corporations, to doctors, to our partners, and we give our consent because we are all interdependent, we're all interrelated. And though I'm very proud of the Western tradition of individualism, and it's one that resonates with me very strongly, and I find individualism the perfect antidote to hive-like hysterical statism, I do also understand that we're all so deeply connected that I need to evolve my political theory and my political activism, because when I calm down, when you really calm down, you see that all these people, like, you know, I'm just pan around, all these people, yeah, you might say they're brainwashed and we've got our consent manufactured by all the media they consume, but they're also just, sorry, lorry noise, let me get away from the lorry, the truck making noise. But when you scratch beneath the surface, they're all lovely, normal people struggling to make sense in a crazy world and struggling to understand why they're here And I see so many families and so many loving mothers and fathers and children running around being anarchists that, I don't know, it restores a lot of hope to me. And it's emotional, you know. I'm walking past, there's a disabled guy in a wheelchair behind me, I don't know if you can see him. And he's there taking photographs, and his family, and they're all so happy. And we're all fed, we're all housed, we're all, well, in the first world anyway, and this is the tragedy of the third world. But these people, they're not wanting to destroy the world, they're just wanting to have a nice time. And so am I, in a way. And I'm going to be 32 next week. And for my birthday, I think, what do I want? I want happiness, I want peace for myself. And I think if I have peace for myself, I can start promoting peace a bit more. And hold on a sec, let's look at these guys. Check out the size of that man's double bass, or double boson. I'm trying to walk down pedestrianised streets here in Cologne, but there's council and government vans driving around, and I'm not using a radio mic, I'm using the internal mic, so it's all going to come out. Hello guys. Man, German people are so much more relaxed than the Brits, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. I mean, there's no reason for them to be more relaxed. Look at it. It's still the same shopping madness. There's H&M and Media Market, Forever 18. There's a good message to give to the kids, Forever 18. But something about them, they're just a bit more, I guess, peacefully cynical, I guess. They've been victims of ideologies and fascist and powerful men and personality cults, and so they kind of just get on with it now, whereas Britain, we're still reeling from, I guess, losing the empire, and we haven't had our ass handed to us on the plate like Germany has. And I think, you know, a bit of trauma and a bit of, not scandal, wrong word, a bit of ego destruction is good for a nation, and Germany has had its ego removed, and removing ego can only be a good thing. And maybe my entire work with the Love Police is to try and destroy my demonic ego, but I don't think so. Anyway, before I get lost, I've touched upon how anarchy is a natural state of man, and so I'm having to reassess people's voluntary associations with one another. They choose to enter the police force, they choose to join a corporation, they choose to pay council tax and have their rubbish collected by the government. And who am I? Who am I to tell them, no, you must be free? And there you go, there's the paradigm, and because I'm thinking freedom is my own definition. And I saw something great on the internet, a poster that some American dude had said that 99% of the time when someone says they want to save the world and save the planet and free men, it's mostly because they want to control and dominate and impose their own control freakery upon the situation. And I need to be very careful with my work that, I mean, I'm sure I could be accused of this, but I need to be very careful that I'm not just beating my head against the wall and trying to demand that everyone is like me, when everyone just wants to be the way they are. And fair play to them. It's quite distracting because I'm not in Manchester. In fact, Cologne, in a way, reminds me of Manchester, because it's a lot of pedestrianised shopping streets, and it's a big media city. There's a lot of production and music and television here, much like in, look at the size of that dog. Anyway, there's a lot of media here. It's like Manchester with the BBC and all the other media production houses, but Cologne is a massive media zone, and I am so blessed that the Germans were clever enough, or cool enough, or friendly enough to pick me up into their production house 2.5 years ago when I was new in the Love Police, and they've put together a fantastic film. And the editing is second to none. And though I did most of the filming, I'm not allowed to say the filming's great. Hold on a second. This is, we have here a posh watch shop called Christ. There you go, it's a shop called Christ that sells watches. But I'm going to get back to the UK, and I guess I'm going to be less anti-things and more pro-things, and more understanding of the inherent savagery and atavism of man. And I think, you know, we as activists get so frustrated that the general public, these people, don't join us on protests. I mean, yesterday in Frankfurt, Occupy Frankfurt at the European Central Bank is probably the last Occupy in Europe or the world, I think, and they had a big protest yesterday, and they demanded 5,000 people. All the German press were saying 5,000 people were going to turn up and support them. And we drove all the way from Cologne to Frankfurt, a 2-hour drive to do some filming, and I did some megaphoning outside that giant, horrific Euro sign at the ECB. And from the predicted 5,000 people, 150 turned up. And they were wearing t-shirts saying anti-capitalism. There's a bunch of Marxists and Trotskyists. And I saw a few red pentagrams of the communist state which they were flying. And I think most people don't join these marches because they accept, and maybe there's wisdom in the crowds, there's wisdom in the normal people. They're not sheeple, maybe they're much wiser than us. The wisdom is that they understand that there's a level of negativity and savagery and the will to power in men, and that our pyramidical hierarchical structures in corporations, the military and government, can be corrupted at times. And there's a level of banal, I guess, resignation that people suffer from. And you know, like when you get too militant, when you get too radical, you end up like, I don't know, some militant that screams God is great while slitting the throats of your enemies. Or you become some sort of ideologue who wants to impose whatever, Marxism, you know, right-wing fascist capitalism, whatever. So moderation is key. Aristotle knew this, that eudaimonia, the happiness, is to be found down the middle way. Not too extreme this way, not too extreme that way. And I'm lost now, completely lost. Let me just show you this. That over there is the best phallic symbol I've ever seen. It's even got spunk dribbling out the top. Look at that. Whoa, blowing its load all over the park. I mean, maybe that's just my sick mind thinking about sex the whole time. But did I come this way? Yes, I did come this way because I remember the English shop. You're going to laugh at this. Oh yes, so anyway, reasons to be cheerful. It might not be the case in South America or in the Middle East or in Africa, but in Europe, we've kind of managed, you know, through education and intellectual debate to put religion in its place. All the big cathedrals and churches here are more like museum pieces. And if anyone's ever been to Scandinavia, like I have, I've been to Norway twice, you see the people there are almost religion-free. And this is only a good thing, because even though people may enter into a voluntary association with a church, I think your connection to the divine, if there is a divine, let's put all the disclaimers here, if there is a God, I think it's a lot purer if you go direct to the source, rather than through a manufactured political, and it is a political money-making enterprise of control, as all organized religions are. I think, anyway, check this out. The English shop in Cologne. Makes me a little bit queasy, actually, because I've just escaped Britain for the Olympics. But I think if there is a God, if there is a truth, a higher truth, an objective truth of beauty, truth and love and understanding, is that you can only get to it through your own heart and through your own mind and through your own spirituality, which you can create yourself. So it's a stunning, stunning world. It really is. I'm actually blown away by it, and I only have good things to say today. And it's incredible what a tiny 2 days outside your normal comfort zone can do. I'm gonna wrap this up around here because traffic. So lots of love. This might be the last time you see this horrible thing on my face. And I'll check in with you guys very soon.